Okay. Well, I finally get to meet you, Steve.
It's me, yeah.
That's one of my main reasons for coming down today was because I saw you first of all on a webinar, and you were talking about your career and especially what had happened when you first started taking Mannatech. And I had been introduced to the product myself, had a catalyst, a multivitamin, and found out that my eyesight had improved, my motion sickness went away, and my and raised energy levels. That's what got me going. But when I heard your stats, and they just were seared into my brain straight away with what you did post Mannatech, and it was probably the most compelling testimonial I'd ever seen, because instantly all your figures are obviously for the public record. So it's all easily validated. There's no marketing BS. There's no flim flam. It just is what it is. And I went, wow, how many people could, even if not even necessarily marathon runners, could look at that and go, how could they have increased performance in their lives? And then, as you know, since then, we've had a scenario where we've met Ivan, and then I've met Dave, and as a result of that, you've even got me into doing walking half marathons now, and I'm bringing other people into it. Yeah. So you've got me up and running. So yeah, I mean, in terms of if I just ask, with regards to using Mannatech, how you feel it's made a change for you over and above the training that you were doing anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
preparation.
As an athlete since the age of 18, really, you basically completed the jigsaw. I think that's probably the best way to describe it for me. I was already looking after myself as best as I thought I was. My diet was pretty good. I'd always use supplements, natural supplements, not illegal ones, I might add. Yeah. And I was looking after my body and doing all the right things I possibly could to get the best out of my body. And up until 2008, I'd achieved quite a lot by then. I was happy with my progress. Still had other goals in life, in terms of multi-marathon running, and everything was going along really well. And I was introduced to the products in 2008. And like a lot of people, I was very sceptical at first, because I thought, hey, this came on the back of setting the first world record for running 10 marathons in 10 consecutive days. And although that record's been smashed, it was quite a pioneering moment in time in terms of that achievement in itself, because it probably just demonstrated just what is achievable. And since then, obviously, that's become sort of a bit of a well-known event around the sort of multi-marathon running fraternity. I was introduced to the products, and I would have to say, I can't think of how many weeks, but it was within weeks when I started to notice quite a significant difference in how much energy I had, how quickly I was recovering. Because of my powers of recovery had increased, I was able to train harder, and then with the extra training, the harder training came the better performances, and it completed the circle. Yeah. So up until 2008, I think I'd ran something like 450 marathons over sort of 20 years. I'd average around sort of 3 hours 20 minutes, averaging sort of 1 every 16 days, and I think that's what you're referring to, the stats. Since 2008, 14 years later, I've managed to run another 493 marathons, and still pretty much managed to keep the average finish time around the 3:20, 3:21 mark. But the key difference between the two time periods is my age, because obviously when I started, I was like 20 to 45 before I was introduced to the products. Whereas from 45 to my age now, which is just closing in on 60, obviously, you do slow down as you get older, and the wear and tear, and just general fact, you haven't quite got as much energy. But I think it's quite staggering. Just, for me, there was the circle of performance, training, recovery, but now, really what I realise the whole thing has given me is longevity in the sport, which I enjoy. And I think for many people in any sports, longevity is the crucial thing, to being able to enjoy what you enjoy doing for as long as you possibly can. And that's what it's given me.
But I think it'll inspire a lot of other people that, not just necessarily people who do sport, but so they can look into Mannatech and find something that can support them in what they're trying to do.
It's not the magic bullet. You can't just take Mannatech products and then do anything else and think your life's going to change dramatically over the next couple of weeks. But what it does do, it adds a new dimension to your ability to train harder and recover quicker, which should, if you do it all properly, should result in better performances. And as I say, hopefully over many years, for my case decades, give you that longevity doing something which you've enjoyed since your teenage years, which I started when I was 18. So 42 years of consecutive marathon running, I think, is not a bad record, and touch wood. Hopefully it'll be a few more years.
And how many have you got to? How many have you done now?
943 marathons.
And on target to finish 1,000, hopefully, a couple of years?
Probably mid to late 2024.
We'll see your progress. Cheers, Steve. All the best, mate. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you. Cheers.